Alright, this solo example is played in the style of Albert King's Wrapped Up in Love Again. And it's in the key of A. It's just a regular standard 12-bar 1-4-5 blues in the key of A with a dominant sound. And typical for Albert, most of the licks are based on the minor pentatonic scale. In this key, this is A. So A minor pentatonic is A, C, D, E, and G. It repeats A, C, D, E, G. And most of the phrases reside on the top three strings. So we're starting playing from the fifth to the root. Very typical for Albert. Put a nice vibrato on that root note and then falling right on the downbeat of beat 1 in the first bar of the chorus. You got a whole step bend from D to E, 4 to 5, and you wait the rest of the bar. 2, 3, 4, 1. So, phrasing is so important with Albert. Where to come in, how long to hold a note. So here in bar 2, we're coming in on the upbeat of beat 1, 1, and then the second note is hit right on the downbeat of beat 3. So 1, 3. So you sustain that note through beat 2. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then 1 the next bar. And the other nice thing is you're going up, and then you come back down. You know, it has logical movement, and it creates a lot of tension and release by winding up and then coming back down. So start from the beginning again. 2, 3, 4, 1. And also repeatedly picking a root note is something Albert liked to do, but you hear it in Otis Rush and Johnny Winter and really countless guitar players. That specific lick. Albert Collins, same thing. And now I'm using a pick for most of this solo. I am using my finger as much as I can on the high E string. But whether I'm using the finger or the pick, I am trying to get a little bit of the edge of the thumb from the pick hand into the string. Just to get some variation in the sound of the note, because you hear that all the time with Albert. So we get in bar 4, we're going to move up to the C note on the 13th fret of the B string, because I have to do a 2 whole step bend in bar 5. So I'm moving up there immediately to be set up for it when it comes up. So bar 4 ends 1, 2, 3. That bends on the upbeat of beat 3. 1, 2, 3, and then bar 5. So I get to that 2-step bend right there. So be sure to get it all the way up there. It's really nice going from that really big bend to a little small quarter-step bend. Bar 6. And then this bar has all kinds of different bending in different directions, pre-bends, releases, and hearing all those variations on a note, either on the way up, you're picking it and then you hear the note ascending in the way it's bent, or it's pre-bent and then it's dropping down. It's in all those variations that creates the interest in the line. It's not just a melody, but how the notes come out and how they're played. It's extremely vocal-like because singers will do that all the time, either pitch up to a note or hit a note right on it and then slide down. And Albert was able to do that on the guitar in an effortless way. So we come in, beat 1, 1. So we have a pre-bend on beat 2, whole step dropping it down, 2-step bend, and followed by a whole step bend. So beat 2 is beat 3, and then on beat 4 you're coming down and then you wind back up again. So you go, so from that full step pre-bend it's dropping down and then picked. You got a pre-bend whole step and then up to 2 whole steps. So there's a lot right there, but it's all from that fretted flat third, which is how Aledort would do it. Normally, as I was saying before, he would do it on the high E string, but it's difficult to do strung and tuned normally. It's easier to move it over to the B string. So then I move down here. That's that brief reference to major pentatonic with the use of the 6th, which is a F sharp in this key. Then in bar 9, so we have 2 pre-bends. You're ending up bar 8 with a whole step pre-bend, and then bar 9 begins with a 2 whole step pre-bend. And that's a little unusual fingering wise, but it's the best way to get from using the B string for those 2 whole step bends and then back down. This is unusual too, because as I was saying, Aledort bends everything from the flat 3, but it's too difficult to do, so we had to find a way to move around. So we're going to bend, pre-bend up and release, and then jump up to the 10th fret and bend. And then bend a half step from the 9th fret, which is a great option for getting the variation between what would, the way Aledort did it, a whole step bend from B flat or a 2 whole step bend from B flat. We're going to go, we use a whole step bend from D instead, followed by a half step bend from C sharp to go. The notes are just E to D, but instead of going E, D, we hear it all in bends. And then move down for that classic ending with a pull-off G to E. And that's it. So there's a lot going on there in articulation. You have to keep all that in mind when emulating Aledort style.